Core Mobility Fitness. This is Shanice. We are going to go through a little bit of an arc series. So I'm going to be behind the camera, and if I need to, I'll come back through, but that way you can just see our lovely Shanice. All right, she is going to start with roll downs. So she's standing in the dip of the barrel, and the toes are on the lip to get a lovely calf stretch. On this, if your calves are really tight, the hips are going to shift way back. So stick your booty way back, Shanice. They're going to be there. So she's really working hard to bring her hips, pelvis in front of her, lifting up through those abdominals, and then she's going to articulate the spine down. So dropping the chin to the chest, curling the spine, articulating, especially in that low back. She gets tight in that low back, and then stay there at the bottom. Then as you come up, you're going to keep your head down, drop your tailbone underneath you, and articulate the spine, rolling all the way up and stay. She can do it again. So she drops her chin to her chest, abdominals are lifting in. She articulates even better the second time, stretching down past the toes, and then scooping from those abdominals, curling the tail under, and rolling all the way up to lift the head. And we're gonna do two more. So you're curling down. This is a really great stretch to stretch the entire back line of the body while having to start to warm up your abdominals so that you don't fall off the arc. That's never fun. And then one more time, curling down, unless you make it very graceful. And then pulling in from the belly, the tail curls under you, and she's gonna roll all the way back up. Good, then she's gonna have a seat in the barrel and just start with some basic extensions. So the feet and the knees come together, the hands go behind your head, opening the elbows. She's gonna articulate that spine, so curling it underneath you, trying to hit every bone of your spine in the arc to open up, and then draw the chin to your chest and curl in one bone at a time. If you get stuck at any point, you can reach those arms out in front of you, but you want to support the head as best as possible. Again, you don't have to go all the way back if it doesn't feel good in your body, but do what feels good, and eventually this will feel great in that whole spine. She's gonna take three more, inhaling to stretch it out, opening up through the chest, and then curling up one bone at a time. The ribs sink down, everything articulates, and she lifts up tall. And then one more time. And then coming all the way up and lifting up tall. Good. And then she's going to come forward, or reach her hands out in front of the barrel actually, and then hold on to the front. So they're really flat. And go ahead and flip your hands in the front there, Shanice. Yeah. And then scoop the lower back into the arc. Okay. So this is going to seem like a really easy movement, but it works those lower abdominals and deep abdominals a lot. So keeping that lower back into the arc, she's going to try to lift both knees up into the chest without the lower back popping off the arc, and then just tapping the feet down to the ground. And exhale, lifting those knees back up into the chest. Now scoop into the lower back more, Shanice. Curl that tail under you. Keep that lower back in there. So you'll see her shake. That's great. She's going to tap her feet and lift them up. Inhale, tap. Exhale to scoop up. Inhale to tap. Exhale to scoop up. All the while, she's going to keep working to scoop those lower abdominals and get everything to get deep. And two more. Exhale to scoop up. And last one. Can you feel those really deep there?
Yeah.
And then release. Now she's going to scooch forward, so she's on the front lip of the barrel. The legs are going to straighten out. We're going to do full roll-ups in the arc. So the heels are together for this one. Arms are going to stretch out in front of her. And now she's going to try to control her roll back. So she scoops into the belly, tries not to kerplunk onto the arc, and then she's going to roll all the way back. Those arms are going to stretch all the way overhead. The legs reach out nice and long. You get this lovely extension stretch. Then the arms are going to come up. She's going to curl into the barrel. That lower back will scoop into the arc, but then she's going to stretch up and over those feet. The head drops down, the belly lifts up, and the arms stay perpendicular to the legs. And then she curls back. One bone at a time. Those abdominals lead her spine back into that arc, and then she stretches those arms way overhead, getting this lovely stretch, and then she's going to come all the way back up, articulating into that low back. Belly draws way back, and she stretches all the way over the feet. And then coming on back, stretching through those feet, scooping into the low belly, and then reaching those arms up and overhead. And she's got two more here. Curling up, looking into your center, bending that spine all the way forward, and then rolling all the way back. Good, last one, she's gonna come all the way up. So arms come up, scoop into that barrel, ribs pull down, abs pull in, and then she's gonna scoot herself back and just sit in the dip and roll off the back edge of the barrel. So she's gonna come up, scooch forward just a little bit, Shanice. Scooch your booty forward, and then let your back roll off the back. So you just kind of have to find the place that works for you. Your head and shoulders want to be on the mat. And then the lower back wants to stay on that arc, and that's the biggest thing here. So you keep a really long spine. So you can hold on that arc on the side as long as you can. So first she's gonna try to put her feet flat in that dip. And if you're tight in your quads, you're gonna feel a big stretch here. And so you really wanna curl the lower belly in, elongate the spine, get that long stretch to the top of the leg. So we're gonna go to single leg circle. So the right leg goes up to the sky, turns out just a little bit, and those lower abs stay into that barrel. And she's gonna make small little circles, 3 each way. She inhales to circle, exhale to lift that leg, and it pauses at the top, and then she's gonna go the other way. You're still working on a lot of pelvic stability here and deep belly strength. And then she'll switch legs. So the left leg goes up, and before she circles it around, focus on, at home and here, the hips are not gonna move side to side, and she's trying to keep that left leg now stretching up really high. So you're gonna inhale, circle the leg around. We're doing 3 times each way, and then reversing the direction for 3. And then both legs go up to the sky. And then again, the lower back wants to stay on that arc the whole time. It's gonna be more challenging, especially if you're working with any rib tightness muscles through that upper back. So taking big stretches through the legs. She's gonna open the legs out to the side, reach them down across the room, scoop that lower belly in, and bring those legs back up. So you're making these big, long circles. You're gonna feel those legs work. You're gonna feel the abdominals have to stabilize the spine so it doesn't get wonky all over the arc. Big inhale around, exhale, stretching those legs out really nice and long, stretching through the top of the thighs. You'll still get a stretch there in the top of the legs if you're tight. She's gonna do one more in this direction. And then she's gonna reverse the direction. So she's gonna go down, inhale, reaching those legs out and long, open the legs, pull the belly in and lift those legs up. And again, keep the lower back on the arc, reach the legs out, open the legs, lift the legs, zip them at the top. And again, inhale, reaching it out and long, open the legs, lift them up and zip at the top. And last one, inhale, reach out long, open the legs, reach the legs up and zip them up at the top. Now big scissors, one leg's gonna go out and down, reaching long and then switch. Keep that back on the arc. And just getting that stretch through the legs. And then she can go into bicycle. And if you start to slide off, Shanice, you can bring those hips up on the arc a little bit. So sometimes you'll slide a little bit. You can just hug that arc into you. So as she's moving those legs, you're hugging that arc, kind of pulling it into you slightly. And then when she bends that knee, she's gonna try to touch the front lip of the barrel. And you get, there you go, get even bigger stretch to the top of the legs. And then she's gonna reverse it. So she's gonna bend the knee first. There's usually a brain gene, so stretch both legs up to the ceiling. Bend the right knee. Now put it down into the barrel. There you go. And then stretch it down into the barrel. There you go. Abdominals are gonna stay pulling in, big stretches out. And then bend both knees into the chest, and then coming off the barrel, go ahead and push the barrel out in front of you. And then take the feet on top of the barrel. Okay, so we're gonna go into bridge series. So she's gonna still lay down, and she's gonna bend the knees and put the feet on the barrel. So you still wanna have your feet about hip distance width apart. The hands are down at the sides, and you wanna press the entire arm into the mat so the chest opens, and you should feel a connection from your fingertips across the top of the shoulder blades into the other arm, pressing into the mat. So she's gonna inhale and bridge up. So lower abdominal scoop in, she bridges up, gets a nice squeeze in the booty, and then rolls down through the spine, still working that articulation, and releases it all the way down each time. Inhaling, lift, and exhaling, lowering down. Now, feet on the barrel, make sure you feel that whole foot on the barrel. So big toe, little toe, and heel presses firmly down, and exhaling, lowering. Getting that squeeze into the glute, and lowering down. And 3 more. And last one. Okay, so now she's gonna stay down. She's gonna go to single leg glute ham raises. So the right leg's gonna go up to the sky, and she'll go 5 times on each side. So pushing down into that left foot. She's gonna inhale and lift the hips up, and exhale and lower down. Inhale, lift the hips up, and take them back down. And 3 more here, squeezing in the glute, and back down. 2 more. And back down, and the last one here, a big squeeze up, and lowering down. Then she's gonna switch. The right foot goes onto the barrel, the left leg goes up. She'll push down into that right foot, squeeze the booty and lift the hips, and lowering back down. And again, inhaling to lift the hips up, and exhale, lower back down. And 2 more. And last one. And down. So she'll pull the knees into her chest, just rock the knees side to side, get a little bit of a stretch there in the lower back. And then she's gonna sit up, turn around, and she's gonna grab that pillow next to the arc. We're gonna go to some arm circles just to stretch the upper back. So you can put a little pillow there on the top of the arc. You're gonna scooch back as far as you can so you're snug up against the arc, and then lie back so your head's on the pillow. And then those arms are gonna stretch down next to her hips. And she can take big old circles. So you'll inhale, reach those arms up and overhead, and exhale and bring them down. Just taking about 3 or 4 in each direction. You'll feel that opening through the front of the chest. And you wanna stretch the arms as far away from your midline as possible, opening through the chest, opening through the shoulders, and then coming back down. And again, big open through the chest and the shoulders, and then coming down. And she's got 1 more here. And then she's gonna reverse it. So she'll inhale, bring the arms straight up and back. Reaching long and open the arms and come down. And again, big stretch up and reach all the way back, and open the arms and come down. And 2 more. And last one here, big inhale, stretch. How's that feel, Shanice?
Feels good.
And then sit all the way up. Okay, so we're gonna go to spine stretch forward and saw. So she's gonna just take the pillow and the weights down next to the arc and have a seat on the arc, facing my quote, and we're gonna go to spine stretch forward and saw. So the legs are in a V, and you're sitting on the top of the apex of the barrel. And the legs go to a V with your feet flexed. Do you need to scoot the barrel back at all?
Oh, yeah.
There you go. So go ahead and sit on top of the barrel there, Shanice. There you go. So separate the feet. Legs are on the outside of the barrel. Flex your feet, and then reach those arms out in front of you. So one of the reasons I love spine stretch forward on top of the arc is it really helps you feel that opposition. So she's gonna lift up really nice and tall on the top of the arc. And on her exhale, she's gonna draw her chin to her chest, and she's gonna go through her arms and roll down. So it's like her top of her head's gonna roll into the arc, and then you really feel this pull back, and she's gonna try to go down as far as she can. And those abdominals really have to pull back into the low spine, so she'll get all this lovely stretch here. Then on her inhale, she's gonna roll up, stack the spine, coming up 1 bone at a time, dropping in those shoulders and lifting tall. And again, she's gonna exhale and draw that chin to her chest and curl down. So if by chance she just flattens out forward, it's possible she'll just fall right into that dip. So it gives you that really nice opposition that you have to get anyway in spine stretch forward. So exhaling, curling down, dropping that chin to her chest. She's gonna scoop those abdominals back. Those shoulders are gonna go all the way down the back, and she's gonna go down, go down, go down, go down, and really challenge herself and see if she can stretch that far. And then pull the belly in, and she's gonna roll all the way back up tall. Then taking those arms out to the side, she'll move into saw. So arms go open. She's gonna lift up nice and tall. She's gonna inhale, twist to the right, really big lifted twist. And then as she goes forward, this arm drops down a little bit, but again, those abdominals really pull back, and then she's gonna lift up tall, and then twist the other way. Inhale, big twist to the left, and exhale, saw off the pinky toe. So the shoulder blades are gonna drop down. She's gonna really sit down nice and deep into this hip, and then coming up tall and center. Inhale, twisting right, exhaling, sawing off her toe, dropping this back arm just a little bit to protect the shoulder, getting that nice rotation, and then coming up tall and center. And then the last one, she's gonna inhale, twist, and then saw off that other toe. So going into side sit-ups, she's gonna sit on her right hip. You are going to try to sit in a Z sit. Now, if this is uncomfortable for you, you can always straighten out this top leg, but I'm gonna make her stay in the Z sit. So both hands are gonna go back behind her head. She's gonna keep the elbows nice and wide, and you wanna overlap those hands so they really support your head. So I'm gonna hold on to her hip a little bit. She's gonna inhale, go all the way over to the side, reaching out as far as she can, and then exhale, squeezing that waist and coming all the way up. And again, she's gonna go over, and exhale, coming right on up. She'll feel all that squeeze in the waist. So we're gonna make her already lovely beach body even more beachy body-ish. And then 2 more. And then last one. Good. And then she's gonna turn around and take the other side. So let's turn the barrel around. And you can come on this other side. So you're still facing. Okay. So again, both hands are gonna come back behind the head. She's gonna keep this knee down and she's gonna go all the way over. And then she's gonna come back, exhale, lift it up. Yeah. So it's really hard to keep this knee down on the ground. This is a challenging position, and it's really good to strive for. If you don't have a buddy at home, then you can straighten this leg out. The leg may float up a little bit, and that's just fine. Don't worry about it. And do one more. And she's coming up. So now we're going to go into side leg series. So she's going to stay on this side and kneel in the dip. So that left shin's going to go in the dip. The left hand's on the barrel. The right hand's behind the head. She's going to straighten this right leg out. So lifting, you want to zip up into those abdominals. Go ahead and put the foot on the ground for a second. And then chin's lifting. So you're trying to line up from your head to your tail in this nice long plane. So a lot of times when we start to kneel, we're going to try to sink in the shoulders. So you want to really lift up tall and keep those ribs pulling down. Now she's just going to lift and lower this leg. It's going to lift up and lower down. And lift up and lower down. So squeezing in the outside of the hip. Lifting the chin just a little. And she's going to do 2 more. And then the last one, that leg's going to stay up and hold it. Now she's going to try small circles with that top leg. And it's squeezing in the outside of the booty. And then she's going to reverse the direction. And it's going to squeeze. And then hold it up there and reach that leg out. Do you feel your booty? Yeah. And then come on down. And then go ahead and turn the barrel the other way. And then we'll do the other side. So she'll kneel. And that leg goes out to the side. So left leg goes out, lift the chin, abs in, and she'll lift and lower the leg first. As she lifts the leg, try to resist shifting the hips back. So you're really squeezing the outside of the glute. And then keep the leg up and do circles up and around. And then reverse it. Good. And then go ahead and stand on up. And let's come do one more thing here. We're going to go into push-ups on the barrel. So she's going to come around on this side of the barrel. She's going to put her hands on the apex of the barrel. The fingertips are going to hang off the side, so come up higher on your hands. And then just take your legs back into a plank, so your push-up position. So when she's in this push-up position, she's going to lift in the abdominals, keeping the shoulders on the back, keeping the head up even with the rest of the spine. So lift the chin just a little bit. Okay, so keeping all of this really connected, squeezing. She's going to bend the elbows and take that picture down as far as she can without breaking any line in the body. And then when she pushes through those hands, the whole picture is going to come right back up. So make sure you take those hips with you. Inhale, you're going to go down. Abdominals stay connected, and then exhale, push into the hands, and she's trying to lift up. Good. Shoulder blades are staying down, chin's lifted, abdominals lifted. Inhale, she goes down, lengthening, and then coming right back up, pressing through the hands. Then she's just going to lift the hips up, walk her feet forward towards the arc, just let the head relax, and roll it all the way up. And I hope you enjoyed the arc series. Thank you.